Hey yo, what up? Hey yo, what up, dudes? Is your boy, is your boy Joe Garcia, or Twisted Cat, if you like to call me, and welcome to my review on the Ant Bully. Sorry that I've been taking so long. Well, a little. It was. It wasn't that long, but I was having trouble trying to get this video up. But there were some things that were blocking my way, and I'm sorry, and I hope it never happens again. So, anyways, let's do this now. Anyways, the Ant Bully. I heard some pretty. I heard some pretty okay reviews on it. People say that it's a good movie because it's part of our childhood and all that, and people say that it's bull crap, just because of it shut down the studio that made Jimmy Neutron and this abomination. I'm Paul. Ugh, that was so unsettling back then, but I decided to say, hi back. Hi, I'm Paul. But anyways, back onto the movie. It starts off uh, where, let's see, the movie's about this little kid who's been bullied by a. It's about this kid whose name's Lucas, by the way, who's played by the kid by that, who's played by the kid, but that did Avatar: The Last Airbender. Uh, I really, I never really seen the show. I've heard it's a very good show. That most people would say, and I heard that. Okay, I'm sorry. My brain broke. I'm sorry. let me let me rephrase that. Sorry. Um, it's about this kid named Lucas who gets bullied by a bunch of kids, and he's played by the kid who did Avatar: The Last Airbender. I heard that's a really good show, by the way. But anyways, um, let's see. He bullies a bunch of ants, and they shrunk him down to size, trying to teach them their ways and stuff. And let's see, what happens? Trying to teach them their ways and how to become an ant or something like that. And let's see, what else happens? They battle a bunch of wasps. From what I've remembered, the exterminator arrives, and he's like, and he's like getting ready to kill like a lot of bugs and stuff. And yeah, that's the whole movie. And there are some parts that are very questionable. By the way, it does really have its weird moments, and most or sometimes it does have its questionable moments. Where there is a scene where the female ant that's played by Julia Roberts, and she promises to to cross her heart not to eat Lucas, and the way she crosses her heart is not by her chest. She crosses her heart on her quote unquote abdomen. I think you know what an abdomen is. And that that scene alone made me question things a lot, cause I think during that time I didn't learn much about ants until now. Maybe it was because of like, oh, their organs are like or somewhere else per se. So anyways, the ant that played no one of the ants played by Nicolas Cage. I didn't know Nicolas Cage was in this until now. I freaking realized that freaking Nicolas Cage was in this. Like, did my mind somewhat erase everything that I've remembered from this movie? Like, what the heck just happened? Sorry, I have allergies, by the way. But yeah, he doesn't seem to like Lucas at first. And Lucas, to me, he's a very flawed character and such. He was very flawed from like point A to point B, but he ends up getting much more development as the movie progresses and such. Um, let's see. I didn't know that Rob Paulson was in. I didn't know that Rob Paulson was in this. I heard that he did Yakko from Animaniacs, and he also voiced Carl from Jimmy Neutron, which I've heard recently. But I heard that he's a pretty talented guy, at least. What happens? Let's see. The exterminator arrives, and he's ready to exterminate a bunch of bugs, lots of bugs. Sorry. The way he acts during the climax is just hilarious. He acts like that life is way too exciting for him. Like, dude, relax, bro. You're just killing a bunch of ants and a little tiny human. Sorry. Anyways, it does have its questionable stuff. Like, well, for instance, where the female ant crushes her heart, and there is a scene where, uh, you know, they gather up for dinner, and Lucas someone eats a caterpillar's. Yeah, I think you want to see that for yourself because it goes places like you've never seen before. Um, Lucas managed to eat the caterpillar's poop. What? What is this movie? Like, I do remember a lot from this movie, but like I did watch it like a lot of times growing up. I didn't know that Nicolas Cage, Rob Paulson, or the kid from Avatar were in this. Julia Roberts. I don't know really. I don't know much about her recently, but same goes for Meryl Streep and Paul Giamatti. I never heard about those two. From what I know, uh, from what I've known, I just know them from this, I guess. But, eh. Let's see. Bruce Campbell was in this movie. He plays he plays the one of the ants. That's almost a bit of a comedy relief, but he does have his fun moments from there. I thought it was gonna be like a generic, a generic comedy relief, but hey, it turns out he does have his funny moments, and the other female ant, which I don't know much about her per se. I don't really know much about the other female ant. I forgot her name, by the way. But anyways, let's see. Throughout the story, yeah, let's see. Lucas gets bullied by a bunch of kids talking about their size. Their family is leaving for Hawaii. Their, or let me rephrase that. Their family, their family is leaving for vacation to go to Hawaii, where one of where the father just straight up says he's about to, about to get it on with the mamacita or something like that. I am so sorry. What is this movie? Oh my god. Let's see what happens. There's this grandma um there's this grandma character who's a bit of a conspiracy theorist and such. I think she was a very funny character. In fact, and then there's the exterminator, um, which I think he was supposed to be like a very cartoony villain and such, and it really shows. It really shows. Um, but yeah, 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 yeah. I think he was hilarious per se, but quite not quite a lot recently. But yeah, he's okay for what he's worth. Let's see what happens throughout the movie. They the ants teach Lucas their ways. Uh, he was called like the Destroyer or PETA or something like that. per se. Uh, there's this one dark moment in this movie is where they get eaten by the frog, right? So you see like the raw pulsing beetle, the fly, and the perhaps a glow worm. They're all inside this. They're all inside this frog's stomach. But excuse me. But they're all inside this frog's stomach, and you see like this bug's head just floating across the digestive liquid, and where the fly just tells the glowworm to how to just why can't you like smile and be more like him. And one of the most darkest moments, right? That was one of the most darkest moments that kind of like left me in shock. Ignore that. But I was all creeped out. The way he just straight up picked up the dude's head. And you just see like it's intestines and stuff. Like that was almost disturbing. But at the end, the exterminator arrives, and yeah, you already know. They manage to succeed by shrinking him down, just like Lucas. And anyways, the ants finally accept Lucas, calling him like I forgot what it was, but eh, I don't know. I don't know much, but anyways, Lucas finally made a bunch of friends. He he managed to grow back to his original size, and again, once again, what I said before, he managed to make a bunch of friends, including the ants. And yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Happily ever after. um, yeah, it was this movie right here was part of my childhood growing up. I didn't realize that this was made by the dudes who made Jimmy Neutron and the monkey that says, "Hi, I'm Paul." But anyways, the animation just looks fine, okay. It really shows signs of being dated, and it really shows. Like, oh, I mean, I do like the texture on the ants' eyes per se, and you just see like the nice looking texture in their eyes. The humans, by the way, they look, they look underwhelming. Like all of them, they just look terrible per se. But it's okay for what it's worth. The characters, they're kind of enjoyable, I guess. I mean, if I were to have a favorite character in this, I guess the raw pulsing beetle, I guess. But eh, the characters were okay. At least some of them are enjoyable, at least. But anyways, that's all I got for now. I give this movie. I'm sorry. Anyways, for what it's worth, it does really have its flaws, but it doesn't. I mean, it managed to makes up for it for its unique Jimmy Neutron like animation style and clever writing, of course. Uh, let's see. It does it does have a really nice message of like teamwork and stuff, where you don't you where you don't just have to work things on your own. You have to like work out together as a team and such. And yeah, that's all I got for now. I give this movie a 6 out of 10, just because it does really have its flaws, but it managed to it does really have its moments and such, even with that dark moment. But anyways, it does really have its flaws, but per se, but it's no I'm sorry, but it's an okay movie at best, per se. Anyways, that's all I got for now. Join me next time as I review a movie that just came out recently. Well, I'm doing hoppers, by the way. Anyways, that's all I got for now. Holla at your boy. Hope to see you guys tomorrow. But until then, peace out, dudes.